Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, March 18th, and I am going to start another disassembly video. And first of all, I'd just like to thank all my new subscribers this weekend and everybody who watched the Lamborghini Miura build, which that was my very first step-by-step restoration, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I mean, it's kind of rough around the edges, but like I say, I'm just using the bare basics on my phone to do this, and I'm not quite sure how to include pictures along with the videos that I'm shooting, so that'll come with time. But I just want to thank everybody and keep watching. And I asked a question in the comments on this yellow Corvette, and got some cool answers here. Like I say, my buddy John Verahi, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but it's cool because he lives in Australia. He said, strip it, make it cool to cruise again. And another one, my buddy Weston Ward, who just one of my new subscribers, says, let's go ahead and do it. So, and of course, Time Rider says it's your car, and you can do what you want with it. You can smash it to bits with a hammer, which I find that very funny, because when I was a child, that's where most of mine all ended up, either that or with lighter fluid or BB guns. But that's a whole nother story in its own. So we're going to turn this Corvette, we're going to take it to the next level. I mean, yellow's all right, but yellow, blue, and purple kind of just reminds me of an Easter egg. And we're going to go ahead and throw a nice candy paint job on it, and we're going to cannibalize this Justice League Batmobile for its real riders. I mean, I bought like 3 of these things because to me it's worth it for the wheels. I mean, those are the original real riders from the late 70s, early 80s Hot Wheels put on stuff. They just don't say Goodyear, and they're not silver, but that's why they make paint. So that'll be cool. I think that'll be a good combination. And this is that Lamborghini that I told you I bought over at a flea market over the weekend. It's pretty cool. It's from '74, and it's got the trunk here that opens up, and not too happy about the orange windows. I'll probably end up having to tint those out, but it would be a good representation of an LP 400S. It's missing the side, the little black side radiators, air intakes. I assume they are right here for the engine, and the scoops back here, and the vents here. But we're going to add all that on with styrene, and I'm thinking that I can Dremel those scoops out, and we're going to make this look really cool, and probably use maybe another set of these wheels because I got 2 sets. And next, something completely different than I'm used to. I haven't seen these things in years, and they're really cool. Is these old Tomy pocket cars from Tomica. This is Ferrari 308 GTS, and it's pretty cool. Anybody who it's got the hatch that comes open, and there's a lot you can do with this. It's a solid roof, but if you paint this section here black, it'll represent a good a target top. So me being the Magnum PI fanatic that I am, guess what color this is going to be. So like I say, the wheels are a little bent, but the bottom's dated 77, and this one's actually from Japan, made in Japan. So I guess I assume that's an early one, whether it matters or not. I mean, I don't know what the value is, but it seems like these were, I like these when I was a kid because they look more realistic. Tires are a little skinny, but I don't know what I'm going to do about tires yet, but this is a future project. And I got this one here, which is really cool. Lamborghini LP 500S. And as you can see, it has the side scoops in it. So I'll have something to go off of. These Tomicas are actually a fair amount smaller than the matchboxes. They're pretty close to the Hot Wheels, but this is a really cool casting. I mean, this one came from, I never had this one. I had the black one with when I was a kid, that had 2 gold stripes that go up like this, and it was an earlier model. But this one here, it's got the trunk that opens up and everything. I mean, these things are pretty detailed for kids' toys back in the day. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one up as in black as the Cannonball Run car. I just got to find a set of wheels that are appropriate for it. So that's a future project. But since we're here, let me get my camera set up and we'll start cracking. Okay, got my drill bit in here. See how this goes. These are pretty easy. They're straightforward, the drill part. See, that one's already popped. There we go, that was easy. We'll start with this one. Like I say, it should have, base looks in real good shape. It's painted black. We'll probably go back to a black base. Nice thing about these, just take the wheels right out. And I've noticed a lot of some of the restorers, they drill these rivets out right here. I don't see any point unless you're going to, you know, really do a whole bunch of restoration on it. I'm going to be very careful when I strip the paint off of this, that I don't get any on this side, because once you take those off, that's kind of like your suspension. That holds everything in place. And I haven't found a good way to reattach those, and you can't put screws in them. So I'm going to be careful when I strip that down, but I like to leave that in there. You know, nobody sees it. Even if you got paint on, nobody can see it. But let's see what we got here. Got your classic 70s matchbox yellow window. Anybody got any ideas how I can change that out? Probably going to have to use some kind of tint. I got that smoke clear from Tamiya. I might have to do some experimentation with that, see what that does. But it's in good shape. And look, we have something stuck here in the motor. I don't know what that is. Guess we had some kind of crazy, well, I don't know what that is. Some kind of, something that's ages old. But I tell you what, it's got a pretty detailed engine compartment. I mean, look at that motor. It looks pretty cool to me. You know, you got your valve covers here, and you got your manifolds over here. But like I say, that'll clean up real good. So there's that one. And here we go, guys. Don't shoot me. But here we go. There we are. And this one's got a nice suspension. Those are a nice set of wheels, but these wheels here, as a kid, I just never could get into them. You run them on the blacktop or something, they would just, I mean, they were soft plastic and they just didn't hold up very well. And that didn't look like any rim that I'd ever saw as a kid, you know. I wanted something that looked realistic, like a mag wheel or something, you know. Or my generation, just the black walls, but it looked like a Krager. But these didn't really look like anything to me. But enough on that. We'll save those for something else maybe. So this one's pretty self-explanatory too. It's got a nice glass to it, and something I'm going to be doing this. It drives me crazy. I know the reason they did this, but you see this strut right here, or this window pillar for the wing window. They did that because it was a support to hold this, because the first thing that's going to happen when a kid pushes on that is going to... But since this thing is going to live in the showcase, we're getting rid of that. And we're getting rid of the wing windows. I've never seen it in my Corvette, my 79. It doesn't have those in real life, so it always bothered me. But we're going to get rid of those for beauty's sake. This thing's going to look sweet when I get done. Let's take a look here. Look at that. That looks awesome. So, alrighty. And we're going to, I'll pull this apart all. Well, we might as well go ahead and pull this apart too. Got a nice plastic base, so we don't have to be... This one here I really don't care about. Okay. And let's see here. All I got to do is cut those little posts out of there. I don't have a pair of side cutters around here, but we'll pull those out later. So there's our wheels. Let's see how this looks. See how they fit on this. There's the front. Here's the rear. I think that's going to be a good look for it. So let's go ahead and drill some posts. Drill my file. All these. Actually, I don't really need. These should pop right back in. So we're gonna go with this one right here. Sorry for bumping you all there. See how close we are. What I usually do is I drill a little bit, then I'll take my fingernail, stick it up to the thing, and we are that far. So let's see here. There we go. Perfect. We'll do this one. Now, like I say, on these Superfast and later Matchboxes, they have such big holes in the bottom. I use the bigger size button heads. Now, like I say, on the red lines, they have a smaller one. I have those small self tappers, but I still tap mine. I've been doing that, and except for the Hot Wheels, the Superfast, the Hot Wheels red lines, everything else I still use my tapping, my little tap. So, yeah, we got plenty of one on that one. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here, and I'll meet you over at the sink. Okay, here we are at the scooper post. That sounds kind of funny. So we're going to coat these with good old Rust-Oleum paint stripper, aircraft stripper. Okay guys, here goes. Don't hate me. Try not to fling it on my phone here. It's coming right up. There's the paint bubbling action. Everyone loves it, including me. Say goodbye to the number 8. Your race days are over. Alrighty. We'll let that sit on there for a bit. Corvette's already activated. I did this earlier very carefully. Only did one side, so I'm going to go ahead and watch that one. Got me a new Harbor Freight wire brash brush that is. Nice and clean. Okay. Just while we're sitting here, in 2 minutes time, almost 3, that stuff's blistered up. Let's go ahead and do the Corvette. I'll show you how fast this stuff works. Okay. Clean almost. I got a couple spots. I'm going to go ahead and hit those again with the stripper. Okay. Where did I put my brush? That's interesting. Well, we'll go ahead and strip this one down. That paint was a little bit more stubborn. I'm going to go ahead and give these a second coat, and then I'll meet you back over at the reassembly, or at my workbench. Okay, we're back here at the workbench. Got these things cleaned up pretty good. This is actually a very nice casting once you take all the comical tampos, and you know, the only thing that's really missing is the detail on here, here, and here. I don't know why they didn't do that. So I guess maybe that's what they did instead. But like I said, I'm going to try to mark this off here and reproduce this with the Dremel tool. We're going to try to just do a little indentation. I got some burr bits and stuff. Do it on both sides, and I'm going to use strip styrene to try and make some scoops on this thing here and the vents back here. But the rest of this casting, I mean, it's really nice. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it's even got the little emblem on the front, and I mean, all the lines are really crisp. I just don't know why they didn't put the stuff on the back. I mean, because I mean, it's even got countach on the back, and it's got the correct fender well openings and everything. But like I say, I looked through all the pictures of the LP4s, 400s, and they all had that stuff back here. They just didn't have a spoiler. So we're going to have to do some modifications to that. And this one here it's actually a pretty nice casting once you got all that Easter egg paint off. It's got the Corvette in the back and everything. It's nice. I'm going to do some wet sanding and get rid of all these mold marks. Since we're going full custom on this thing, we want this thing to look sexy, so we're going to go ahead and make it nice and sleek like a real one. And these wing windows are, since it's not going to be played with, we're going to get rid of those supports and let this baby shine like it should, since it'll only be on a showcase. And I did not strip this because it already had a nice black base. All I have to do is get my chrome pen and paint these side pipes in. Gotta have chrome side pipes on a Corvette. And you gotta be careful, they will burn your leg. And like I say, this stripped out real nice. I just got a little bit I gotta get off of there. But like I say, I left the strut in there, so nobody will ever see it. So I'm gonna do some little bit of planning for this countach, since it's gonna take a little bit more. And I'll start the video once I figured out how I'm going to do all this. Okay, here we are. I finally broke down and got some of these micro mesh cushioned abrasive pads. Special shout out to Wheels and Things for having this on his Amazon parts and tools used that he has in the captions. So we're going to give this a try. We're going to do a little bit of wet sanding on these bad boys and just clean them up a little bit. So I'm going to do I'm going to work on this for a little while and clean them up, and then I'll get back with you. Hello, I'm back. I've been creating some damage while I was gone. This actually turned out real good. I took the wing windows out and cut the glass, and she's about ready to paint. So that's that. That turned out real nice. This I'm still a little skeptical about. I've been working on it. This is just very rough right now. I kind of dremeled that out, or should I say butchered it out, and then threw some spot putty over it. I'm going to try to smooth it out. And I threw some strip styrene on here. They're a little big at the time, but I'm going to have to wait till they dry, and I'm going to file them down and try to do some more body work on this thing. So see how it goes. At this point I'm just a little bit nervous, but we'll see what we can do. So alrighty, stay tuned for more.